Om Namah Shivaya. I am astrologer and author, Professor Rudra Prasanna Mahapatra from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Today, I'll tell you about the dilemma of applying the techniques of mundane astrology to natal horoscopy. You all must be knowing that it is the mundane astrology which emerged fast or earlier compared to the natal horoscope. Astronomy, like movements of sun, moon, movement of sun is Sankranti or beginning of any month, movement of moon is Tithi or a day-wise calculation, were primarily used to fix the timing for any kind of Vedic practices during the Vedic era. Later on, by looking at the planetary movements, seers they try to predict something for that area. It is not exactly the nation, but something for that area. For example, they saw that there is a Dhumaketu falling from the sky. So they say that this year is not good Shiva for the country. They say that there are two lunar eclipses in this year, so this is not good for the country. So astronomical phenomenon, their terrestrial impact were primarily the principles of mundane astrology. So it is where we say that yes, this planet is moving that place, so it might have this kind of impact on Earth. Currently, you can apply the principle of quantum entanglement to say that once related, always related. So that fashion it was working. From that came Varsafala, like this year, how this nation things are going to happen, only looking at the planetary placements and their transit in the sky. So this bursts of Hara, primarily from the moon or Rashi Phara, what we call, were the concept of mundane astrology. Later on, these principles were applied to the natal horoscopy, especially to the horoscope of the kings. If the king horoscope Saturn is there, so it will impact like that. But there is a distinct change between the application of the principles of mundane astrology compared to the natal horoscopy. In the mundane astrology, you can apply what Dr. B.V. Raman says that the terrestrial impact of the celestial movements. But in natal horoscopy, it is not so. In natal horoscopy, planets are the language to read your prarabdha. Okay, so primarily we are using the planets here to map out or to find a blueprint of your past life karma. That is why it is known as Jataka. That or Jata karma, the karma that is coming in the with the birth of the person. So first erase the principle like this Varsafara, Rashifara, or the transit will have this kind of impact, that kind of impact, especially for the Hora or the natal horoscopy. For natal horoscopy, just keep it in mind that the planets They are indicating your karma along with the bhavas. What are the Dhrida karma? What are the Adhrida karma? Like that. You are just using the planetary significations to find out your karmic pattern. No impact at all. For natal horoscopy, please do not check this kind of impact, which is the major crux of conflict between the scientist and astrology. They are saying, how come this Jupiter has impact on me? No, no impact. I also agree to him. But Jupiter is capable of telling you something about your past life karma. How come this Venus is going to impact me? No impact. Highly, I can say that as Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev said, that moon has got a tremendous impact on Earth because it is the closest one, and the forces, the celestial forces that is being exchanged between Earth and Moon. So Moon is like a small magnet. So tides are happening during full moon. There is silence during new moon. So primarily that also have physical impact inside humans. That is like people say 70-75% is water. So they are also going towards the lunatic side. But in natal horoscopy, don't worry about those things. In natal horoscopy, it is like the karma pattern. Similarly, Sunny Sadesati, Sunny Sadesati, Kala Sarpa were primarily the principles of mundane astrology. Like yes, I have made the video in Odia possibly, yes. So the book is not with me, so I don't remember the sloka correctly. But as for the Kerala astrology, it is a sloka is there when it is the mundane, the Rahu and Ketu, all the planets are getting hand. Then it is a problem for the king. That means it is the problem for the nation. So it is uh, like a mundane phenomenon. Like if Saturn is getting debilitated, okay, so it is not a good phenomenon for the country. Any planet is getting, two planets are getting debilitated in the transit. So, or two debilitated planet uh, are in again aspects of some again malefics or like that. So here it is said that no, this kind of planetary position in the earth is not a good indicator for the place we are living. That's all. If you go to the Nostradamus prophecies, if you go to the Bhavishya Malika, it is actually Malika. People are saying Bhavishya Malika Purana. I do not know, but this soothsayer, Achyutananda, he has said about all these things. Like these things will happen, that thing will happen. So it is like, bringing a correlation at what happening outside the world and what is going to happen in the world. It's like that. But in case of natal horoscopy, please do not apply these principles. If you apply this Kala Sarpa to natal, you will be failure. If you apply this, Kala Sarpa will stay for a long, long time. Like from this 29 May to June 20, these 2 months there will be Kala Sarpa and Anchika Kala Sarpa will also be counted. So these 2 months, how many births? So do not count this Kala Sarpa or the Saturn's malefic transit uh, uh, to the natal horoscopy. So the problem has happened. What I can now visualize is we have applied the principles of mundane astrology to the natal one. Do not say me that the principles of the astrology they are same. They are same, but their application varies. You are not going to tell that when your nation will get married to other nation like that. But till then, like The 11th house is rising, or the prime minister of the nation. Then there will be financial investment. The 7th house is good, so there will be the signing of memorandum of understandings with other nations. So in that fashion, you can understand. But please do not apply the principles or hardcore principles of mundane astrology to the natal horoscopy, because natal horoscopy, the planets are not the impact giver. The planets are not the uh, what itself they are doing something to you. In your chart, Saturn is very strong, so it is very problem for you. So no, it is your karma. Saturn debilitated means you have been completely lazy and non-industrious. Venus exalted means you will make excellent in your luxury maintenance, or you also help people to grow. Are very kind to your wife or wives per se, for which you are now into a position of Venus exalted. Mars exalted, you are definitely mostly into physical activities. So now, so your karma, Shiva, is getting read by this planetary placements in your chart. So this Kala Sarpa, this transit of Saturn, this Sani Mangala Drishti in the transit, do not consider them as as a very crux rules of predictions in natal horoscope. Shiva. So if you have the clear cut idea that in the natal horoscopy, it is all about the reading of the karma, then you are not going to make any mistakes. Like you will not apply Kala Sarpa, you will not apply the Sadasati. Though I was writing a book on Shiva, I am writing a book on Sani Sadasati as a section of my book. I found very tremendous researches were conducted. But till then, same things are finding out. That is, your Sunny is Yogakaraka, good result. Sunny is not Yogakaraka, bad results. Sunny is in well placed. Dasa, same. Ultimately, the same thing is coming up. Like if Dasa has not arrived, if Saturn is not a natural benefic, temporal benefic in your chart, then it is going to give you bad results in your transit. Say it is by Sadasati, it is Sadasati, or even the adverse transit like 8th Saturn, Astama Sani, it's also bad. So it's primarily we are the transit principles belongs to the mundane field. This planet is here, this planet is there, so this. So that transit principle you bring to natal, not necessary. You build dasa, then transit is required, no doubt. Astaka Varga, another thing. So similarly, you can do the things in mundane astrology also. By idea of here is saying that if you think differently, then you can able to comprehend the things better and able to make out others that this is not the case. It is better because nobody is going to deny the karma. Everybody is saying that it is your karma. In a horoscope where it is saying that you have got a lot of retrograde planets indicating the Adrida karma, that person will say, in this life I started from this gap, I am become a millionaire. Not a big deal. You have done 70% works in the last life. That's why the planet is indicating. He will say everything in my hand, in my fist. I write my destiny, and in my fist, I punched out the obstacles. But in that case, of course, in other cases, however I tried, I'm not getting success. So please understand distinctly the principles of mundane astrology and the principles of natal horoscopy. Transit plays a vital role in case of mundane astrology, for which you can go for a Varsapala prediction for the country. Kala Sarpa, yes, sometimes. Like you see, the Kala Sarpa is rising now, and COVID cases are automatically coming. So it's like you can that how these years have connected the celestial impacts, Shiva, the celestial movements with the terrestrial impact. That's modern, collective one. But in case of natal horoscopy, we are just reading the prarabdha. Forget about all other things. Well, this adverse transit may not give you the result because transit is ultimately delivery boy. Dasa is the shipping, transit is delivery. Astaka Varga score is good, then you will have a fair delivery, there is no cheating. Bad Astaka Varga score, you will not have a fair delivery. There will be delayed. There will be transit, the parcel is lost. Like kind of things. Pardon me in this kind of words, but for a better comprehension, I'm saying this. I hope you understand what I mean to say. Good that you are not asking any, uh, not bothering me for regular consultations, not writing any odd comments in the comment box, respecting my words. That's really great. And as my YouTube views are not growing, and what I had to say, I have said. So I don't have any plan to make as rigorous videos I used to. So basically, you will see that half of this year, say June or July onwards, basically I have the plan to not to make videos in Hindi and Odia, and if possible, very less videos in English. That's because many people are not watching it, and if some people they will watch later on also. What I have wanted to say, I have said it. Well, if you have to say something, please write it in the comment box. That will be valuable for me and the other listeners. So let's wind up for today. If Lord Mahadeva wants, I'll come up with another new video soon. Till then, God bless you all. Om Namah Shivaya.